Hello and welcome to what we think is episode 9. We're not too sure. We're going to say episode 9 of the Howling Hamster Development Podcast. The podcast where we talk briefly about game development and then try to fill 25 minutes. Joining me as always is the man of the sound man, Mr. Stephen Kelly.
Stephen, how adjusting his microphone because the pop guard's fallen off it.
Pop guard, that's the technical term of
Pop guard, yeah.
That's the sort of tennis racket looking thing in front of the mic.
Yeah, that'll do. That's as good as we're going to get.
Okay.
So yeah.
Let's say hello to everyone.
Hello.
Okay, excellent, cool. Also joining us is Ruth Campion.
Hello.
Bringing a touch of class to the art department.
Touch of art to the class department.
Yeah.
That too.
Don't confuse us. Yeah. She's the owner of the world's best Facebook profile photo.
Don't look at it.
Have you seen it?
The cartoony thing.
No, the other one.
Oh.
She updated it. It's excellent. It's
I've
the
seen
definition of the word merry.
Is it?
It's fantastic, yeah.
What is it?
It looks like the kind of picture that was taken after you've been drinking tequila off a tray.
Oh, it's a good thing you're not looking for work right now.
Exactly, yeah. Sign the contract and put that up. Hey.
There you go.
So we should probably just get the old game development stuff out of the way.
Oh yeah, I've heard that the thing.
Yeah, so what do we... Manus isn't joining us this week. He's got real world shit to be dealing with. So we've had to... So he's down... Actually, he's probably on his way back up from Cork now as we speak. Hitting in the middle of Friday afternoon traffic.
More than likely.
The
Yeah,
crack.
I'm sure he's going to be taking that with, goodwill and not a bad word in earshot. So that's going to be...
He's not one for swearing, Manus.
He's not really, no. He's like a little Zen garden. He's
He's the John Lennon of the Howling Hamster.
if it wasn't for him, we'd all be losing our shit. He's just like, he just takes us aside and just like, he said, the amount of times he takes me in the car and just goes, just breathe in and hold it and let it go. And you just feel better, you know what I mean? He's like,
Of course, yeah.
yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so he's not here today, so we're all like angry and losing our shit. So basically, I'm going to pretend Manus is here. Well, Manus usually goes and say, "What do you do this week?" So what Manus did this week, as far as I can remember, in terms of programming and stuff, was he was tweaking the enemy movement and stuff. There was like a little issue where like all our monsters were basically overlapping and bouncing into each other and all that kind of stuff.
Consuming each other.
Basically, yeah, they were either like bouncing off each other too much or basically inside each other too much. Do you know what I mean? You need a happy medium where they're in this, not too screwed.
Sounds like a really bad mosh pit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or Fleetwood Mac, whichever way you want.
Fleetwood Mac. Yeah.
Yeah. We all know the stories.
Yes, we've heard the group sex. Yeah, so that's a decent. So what were you doing?
What was I doing? I was
Yeah.
up till 4 last night adding some.
Sorry,
new
doing
songs.
with the work. With work.
With the work. That was the work.
I wasn't sorry.
Yeah.
Just I was up till 4 in the morning. Do it. Yeah.
At 4 in the morning, I was too tired. Trust me, for any of that crap. No, I've been adding some new stuff. There's some new intro music, or sort of intro soundscape when you start up the game, which
cool.
I haven't shown you yet, and it sounds kind of good. It's kind of like a more.
Don't
modern-
oversell it now.
Yeah, it's kind of like a more. The kind of sounds you hear on like, say the PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation 1. It's kind of like a better version of that.
Oh,
kind
cool.
of stuff.
Oh, when you turn the console on.
Yeah,
get
that kind of ambient kind of music.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of like that,
Yeah.
but slightly underwater.
Oh, cool, excellent.
It. Even if I do say so myself, it sounds pretty cool.
Cool, good.
It's a happy accident.
You should stay up to 4 o'clock in the morning more often.
Apparently, I'm more creative. I'm a creative night owl, but I'm also a morning bird. So I don't know when I'm supposed to fucking sleep.
Maybe
The middle
not.
of the day.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to sleep. Yeah.
Maybe you're not. Apparently, there's a sleeping pattern you can get into where it's like you sleep every 6 hours.
Yeah, Da Vinci had one where he slept 14 minutes every 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
What, just
Actually-
all day and all night?
Literally, he was in a routine. For the last 14 minutes of every 2 hours, he would
Oh,
fall
wow.
asleep for 4.
That's every Italian. That wasn't just Da Vinci. Pretty much every Italian will do the same thing.
Okay,
Fact. Yeah.
I'll take that as a fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know enough Italians to verify otherwise. So
That sounds like narcolepsy.
it does
Could
sound
be.
how you can get to sleep like perfectly for 14 minutes every 2 hours. I have no idea.
Ruth, the art department. You were like, as I recall, new level building.
Yeah.
Or getting to grips with our fabulous level design.
Yep. Just trying to familiarize myself with Trevor's process of level building and do.
Yeah.
Do.
Familiarize yourself with my process. He's gotten it wrong, and I'm trying to figure out what the fuck he's on about. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was interesting. I've never really done that before, so it was pretty cool. It's kind of an interesting way to think about the game.
Yeah.
I thought it would be. I was like, oh god, this is going to be terrible, but I'm actually really enjoying it.
Oh, good. All right, because I just thought, you'd see this thing. This isn't a sea monster. Fuck this. I'm not doing this shit.
Well, I would have thought that about myself too, but it's actually pretty fun. It's just like, playing level design, games that have a level designer or modability or whatever, but designing an actual level.
Yeah, I remember with the old system building a level and
hateful.
Trying to patch it all together because some bits just didn't want to go together.
No, we couldn't have built a game with that.
Yeah.
We thought we could at the time, but now we know better. Yeah.
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 I haven't used the new system, but if it works as you say, it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, the new
it's pretty
system
good.
works. Yeah.
It's like
works
Lego.
fine. Yes, like Lego. Yeah. Only you can't stand on it and fucking cripple yourself. So yeah.
You could try
3D printer.
3D print it. Yeah.
Seems like a waste of a 3D printer. What are you going? I gotta print out something so I can stand on it. see how badly it fucks me up.
Think of the fish tanks we could sell. Subspecies fish tanks.
There you go. Yeah, that's market.
Make a remote control sub. That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome, actually. Actually, a tiny remote control sub that you could swim around in your fish tank. Just confuse your fish. That's a game.
I think
I'd watch
fish's default state is confused, though, right?
Yeah. Still, I'd rather watch that than RTE anyway.
Yeah, you'll be fine for like first 5 to 10 minutes, and you think to yourself, how close can I get to the fish now? Just hang on. His tank is just red, then with just fish bits going out of the place. No!
It's a deleted scene from Finding Nemo.
And just to finish it off, I was messing about with the depth masks, trying to get those working, which I got working, and billboard shaders, which I got working.
You had a happy moment today as well with something, right?
That was the billboard thing. It was wildly happy. Well, it was a tiny little victory. It was something that was just going to save me a lot of time.
Not too bad.
And I celebrated with donuts, which was good.
That explains it.
That explains all the mountain of donuts and the thing. Yeah,
Mountain of donuts.
There were big ass donuts, and they were like 4 for like 40 cents each or something. Something at the bargain at twice the price. Yeah.
Not so bad.
Yeah. So is that ever the game development stuff? Oh, there's we mentioned this, like there's our monthly sort of developer meetup like that we do every so often.
Yes.
Yeah. So the next one is coming up. It's on the 12th of July.
Yeah.
And it's shaping up to be kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like people, not just the regular developers, but there's like lots of. We'll probably give you more detail as we get more of it. But it's if you've any interest in development stuff in Galway, probably keep the 12th of July free.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, because it could be a big deal.
Yeah.
That's all we'll say.
It could be a big deal.
Yeah, we'll build this up and then like let you all down. Cool.
That's in Max Wiggins, by the way.
In Max Wiggins, yeah, it's our usual haunt. Yeah,
no idea what time yet, but we'll see.
Usually around 7. It's nothing.
Yeah, usually around 7.
So we're coming up. It's that time of the year again where basically gamers everywhere suffer from open wallet surgery. It's the Steam Summer Sale. Steam Summer Sale. Sorry, I turned into Sean Connery there for a second. Sorry. Sure. So we thought we would sort of give a bit of consumer advice, and basically we picked out a couple of games each, just maybe ones you may not have heard of or have, and you could probably pick them up for half nothing now. So, who wants to go first?
Me?
Ruth, you go first. So yeah, what did you find?
Yeah, well, there's one that I got on sale. I don't think it was part of a Steam sale, but I actually got it on sale there a couple of weeks ago called Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. I'm not sure if I mentioned it on a podcast before, but it's a co-op game where it's like a 2D thing where everyone's flying around in a spaceship. I possibly did talk about this before.
You mentioned it before, you forgot the name.
Oh yeah, Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. Play it. It's really good. It's like you can play it local co-op, and you're basically a bunch of little cute characters running around a ship, all operating different guns and stuff like that. And I just love couch co-op. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And yeah, today I was having a look around on the Steam sales, and I was browsing through the. I was actually browsing through the co-op and multiplayer categories, and somehow ended up in a single-player survival game. Can't get more alone than that. But yeah, called The Long Dark by Hinterland Studios.
Could you remembered it?
Yeah, I googled it.
Oh, good.
Like,
Yeah. There was a bit of panic beforehand. What's it called?
Yeah, I know, and I just downloaded and had played the start of it there today, and yeah, it's awesome. Like,
It looks really good.
It looks really good. It's not running very quickly. I think they're having some troubles with Unity for something. But yeah, it looks pretty sweet. I like the gameplay. It's kind of like you feel very alone, and you're walking around just trying to survive basically. And I noticed that all the Steam achievements have to do with how many days you've managed to stay alive, like your record of days staying alive. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I definitely check it out if you're into that kind of thing. Survival games seem to be big at the moment. Yeah, like you saw me playing it as well, right?
Yeah, I saw a bit of it. It's kind of not cell shaded, but it's a very kind of
kind of painterly textures, I'd say.
It is, yeah. It's very sort of like not two tone, but it's kind of like, there's not there's not a high level of like texture maps or all that kind of, but it doesn't need it. It looks really good, and it's like it's set in Canada, isn't it?
Canadian
set in wilderness.
It's Canadian tundra kind of thing. Yeah, it's after a geomagnetic anomaly or something.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of them in Canada.
Yeah, and it's good. Yeah, it's pretty good so far. If you're into that kind of thing, I definitely at least check it out while it's on sale. I think it was. Oh yeah, I was in the under €10 category today, and that's how I found that.
Oh, cool. That was under a tenner, yeah.
Under €10, it was
That's pretty
€9 or
good.
something like that.
Most indie games are usually even at Steam sale, they kind of still hover around the tenner over. Yeah, but
If
that's
they're lucky.
yeah.
Steam doesn't
Tenner for that.
shop
That's
them.
pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I actually promised myself I wasn't going to buy any games because I've got so many games from Humble Bundles sitting around.
Yeah.
But I had €10 in my Steam wallet from returning a game, so
There you
I
go.
said,
I saw a thing once about the Japanese have a word for they have a word for everything, but they got the word for specifically for the amount of books that you've bought but haven't read yet.
Cool.
I forget what that word is, but I'm sure you could apply it to like
You need to
versus
adopt that
Steam
word.
catalog somewhere. Yeah.
I think we mentioned it in the podcast once.
Possibly have. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
What have you played?
In
Or
terms of
recommendations.
Recommendations.
For
There is one game I can definitely recommend, and that's called Paint the Town Red. And this is the game we were on with earlier, the little Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks
And,
awesome.
It just has various. It's kind of got Minecraft style graphics, and
Yeah.
it has various kind of.
It's like if Minecraft was set in Glasgow, isn't it?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
There's one particular mode in it that I've seen. I haven't seen all of them. There's one particular one when based in a prison, and it sounds dark, but it's fucking hilarious. That's all I'll say.
I've seen a bit of playthroughs and stuff, and there was like the bit I saw. There was like just a giant bar fight. It was you.
That's in the free demo.
Yeah.
You can download that for free.
You just like lashing lads with like lengths of like pool cues and bottles and all this kind of stuff, but it's all low poly Minecraft kind of stuff. It's brutally violent, but sort of because it's low poly, it's
Slapstick
kind of
sort
funny. You know?
Yeah. The prison one's really funny because you break out or whatever, and you go into the food hall, and you can find shivs in the cells and stuff. And one of the things, if you really want to kick stuff off, you can go upstairs and press the button to release the lads from solitary confinement and watch all the shit.
Oh
break
god,
Excellent.
and
all the Steve
tasers.
Buscemi's running around.
Pretty much, yeah. All the Steve Buscemi's.
He's a bit Steve Buscemi, that lad. The Steve Buscemi wing of the prison.
The best
Sure,
adjective of them all.
The like Con Air version of Steve Buscemi.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Paint the Town Red. Definitely pick it up. It's an awesome game.
Cool. I have a list of a couple here. The first one is called Asterbreed. Have you seen that before? It's by a crowd called Edelweiss or Edelweiss or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. But basically, it's a shmup game.
Okay.
So it's very kind of when you start off very traditional looking, kind of like it's a horizontal shmuppy.
Yeah.
And then as the level proceeds, halfway through, it turns from sideways to top down.
Weird.
And then it goes from there to kind of a sort of Panzer Dragoon kind of like viewpoint, where it's like way back in the distance, third person, all thing. So the viewpoint of the game changes throughout the level.
Oh.
Right, okay, it's really cool. And it doesn't ask you to do it; does it by itself. And it's so you could be fighting a boss, it'll be top down, and you can be fighting just enemies, and you have this giant robot thing, and you just shoot, or you can track. You basically You have a sword, you can get in close and hack them to pieces. It looks great, it's really bright and colourful, and if you're into kind of shmuppy stuff, that's a definite one to check out. You probably already have already, but it's, just in case you haven't, check that one out. Other one I've seen is one called Gas Guzzlers Extreme. Right.
Sounds like your kind of game.
It is so my type of game. It's one of those car combat games. So you basically just go around a track. It's one of those things that like not a lot of people have heard about, but if you look at the reviews and sort of seeing, everyone's going, "Wow, this completely caught me off guard," because it's just it's really cool. There's like 40 levels. Okay, right, and they're all proper like individual levels. They don't do that bullshit where they take a level, then mirror it backwards and go, oh, that's 2 levels. None of that kind of shit. 18 cars in it, and you basically just drive around, try and come first by shooting, knocking out of the way, kind of thing. And all the tracks are really wide, so there's no kind of like, you're not going to get caught up by sharp corners or any of that kind of stuff. Cool. The circuits aren't very technical. You can easily take shortcuts, like, cutting through, like, deserts and all this kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's really, really good.
Cool.
And the last one I'll mention, because it deserves mentioning, is King of Fighters 13, which it's been out on Steam for a while now. But the reason I mention it is because it's the last of the King of Fighters games going to be done 2D. And it looks absolutely amazing. If you're into like 2D art, this is probably the best 2D art you'll see. I mean, it's like, in my opinion, it's probably better looking than Rayman and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
The animation is fantastic. Even just the backgrounds, to watch the backgrounds, all 2D hand drawn, it's fantastic kind of stuff. And the King of Fighters 14, the one's coming out soon, is in 3D. And it does look good. It looks excellent, but it misses something. Something gets lost when it goes from 2D to 3D. And even things like people like, I forget the name of the company. I think it's Arc or one of these guys. They do all the Guilty Gear games and all this kind of thing. They traditionally do 2D stuff. They're moving to 3D as well. So this is probably one of the last proper 2D fighting games you'll find, and it's probably a good one to go out on because it looks absolutely amazing. And because it's a King of Fighters game, it's got basically 15 years of gameplay. That's they've built up on that, so it's a proper decent fighter. So yeah, if you want to see what basically the best looking 2D fighting game ever, it's called King of Fighters 13, and you should be able to get it for cheap on Steam. So
sounds good.
So that's that. So now. So does anyone have any other recommendations? Anyone?
The Dino D-Day.
Dino, yeah, we saw this. This looks fucking brilliant. The only thing putting me off that is it's multiplayer, but I think it's multiplayer only. But you describe what you saw.
It's basically a D-Day or a World War II battlefield-y kind of shooting game, but there are dinosaurs.
Cool.
And they look cool. Like you could be like a little. I don't know what they're called, like a small little dinosaur going around with a little turret on your back shooting people, or, I saw a T-Rex eating somebody.
He shot him and at him.
Yeah. Oh, I don't. Well, yeah.
Seems a bit unfair, but he just, I couldn't figure out from the thing. Maybe just got to listen to the trailer. Were the dinosaurs like Nazis?
I didn't see any moustaches in them.
Not all Nazis had moustaches.
No Nazi tashes.
Do the Allies have dinosaurs too?
I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. I didn't go any further into it beyond looking at the ad and having a giggle.
You were basically looking for your credit card at that point. You just like saw a dinosaur with a turret in his back and you're like, I'm sold. Don't need any more information.
Yeah. It looked kind of interesting. Kind of a crazy one.
Yeah, it looked fun.
Speaking of weird games, not on Steam, but Deadliest Warriors.
You mentioned this the last day.
Warrior, yeah. I played. I found that on the Xbox 360 in our house, and I played a little campaign on it. Wow, that's all I can say.
This is the game based off the television
show,
series from about 5 or 6 years ago.
Was it on MTV?
It was stupid enough to be on MTV, but I don't think it was. I think it was on I think it was made by Spike or one of those American networks where they just do the kind of dude bro television things that are just risible.
MTV definitely had a hand in it though, because I saw saw them in the credits, so that's why I assumed. But I did see Spike as well, actually, now that you mentioned it. So I'm guessing they formed coalition and
for those of you that haven't seen Deadliest Warrior before, I'll just give you a quick rundown what the premise of the program is. It's one of these sort of pseudo-intellectual facts-based things where basically the thing was, who was the deadliest warrior from history? So they picked a knight and a pirate, and they would pitch them together in combat. through simulations and stuff. And what they would have in, like, say, a couple of guys who were experts in medieval warfare, and they would be like for the knight side, and then they'd have a couple of experts on pirate warfare, and they would be on the pirate side, and they would like go through who has the best sword, and they would like get a pirate's sort of like saber and a knight's Z-Wild or whatever they're called, and they would like do sword tests, which usually involves cutting a pig in half, and who could cut the pig in half. Well, not an actual pig, it's sort of a like it's something you see in a butcher shop, like a big side of pork. They'd hang over it, and they would just get like usually some hairy goth looking fella who'd get a sword and just like see who could hack the thing in half.
You say this is strange, but I remember like in
this is strange, Stephen.
I remember the early 2000s where like the shopping channel had like ads for like fountain pens, and one of the ways to show what the fountain pen
stabbing through things.
Yeah, they'd stab through things, fling them at dartboards, like just.
You never know, like.
Why would you need a fountain pen to do that?
To murder someone.
Don't write an angry letter, just stab the person.
That's true. Yeah.
That's the message.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
I presume that's for like you're terrorists everywhere. You want to bring down a plane, but the you
Colombian drug lord.
Get your pen and just like stick to the thing. So yeah, so basically they would do all these tests, okay, and they would like use science. Somebody's like science, somebody's laptop to basically cobble together who would be the winner of this combat. But they wouldn't just like give you a number. So we've done the numbers now, and the pirate is like 19, and the knight is like 6 or something like that. Okay. What they would do is they would recreate the fight. They would get 2 actors, one dressed up as a knight, one dressed up as a pirate, and they would recreate what a fight between the two of them would be like. And they would have the sword fight, illustrating that the sword fighting thing. Then they would have and they would reach a conclusion, and towards the end of the show they would show you who the deadliest warrior was. Incidentally, the pirate won because he had a gun and could shoot the knight.
It's like that moment in Indiana Jones.
Exactly like that, yeah. But whereas that was like maybe 20 seconds, this was an hour long. And you had to sit through all this, like. But the most interesting thing about Deadliest Warrior is that there was an episode that they made that was banned in England and Ireland. Right? They thought they were basically running low on kind of Deadliest Warriors. There's only so many times you can pitch a samurai against a ninja or a Roman gladiator against a hoplite. So they decided who would win between the IRA and the Taliban.
Oh my God! Holy crap!
Not just that, but in a 5-a-side, man-on-man car park fight. Right, okay.
Where?
I don't know. They managed to get 2 IRA experts who were American. Of course they fucking were.
What did they look like?
The dodgiest bastards imaginable is what they looked like. And they found some Taliban experts. Probably from, I don't know, Guantanamo or somewhere, and they just hauled them up. And they did the whole thing, like who makes the best car bombs, who does this or that, and then they recreated a fight in like some car park. It's online, you can find it online, and it is just the worst. It's such poor taste. It's baffling that this was even made.
It's like that episode of Captain Planet where the IRA are.
Oh, that's a great episode. It's so funny.
But that's like a sort of child's cartoon. It was done kind of innocently. This is just, these are grown ass men doing this kind of stuff. This happens in a vacuum when no one says no, where everything's a good fucking idea. You know what I mean?
Just because you're tall and bigger doesn't mean you've grown up.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's you should definitely check it out. It's magical. In its bad taste.
Well, given the game I played, I did fight the pirate.
Did you fight the pirate?
I played.
He has a gun. You want to watch out for that shit, man.
Well, in the game, he only has a bottle of rum.
Really?
Yeah, he basically staggers around with a bottle of rum. From what I saw, anyway.
Is it a broken bottle?
Is it a broken bottle? No, that would make sense though. No, he basically just gets pissed in front of you. And I was a centurion, so I just came up and.
How does the game work? Is it like a one-on-one fighting thing?
One-on-one fight, yeah.
So you pick your character and you just
pick your character, and it basically brings you all the way from, I don't know, let's see, what was the first person I fought? I think it was like, I can't remember, but there was like a ninja all the way up to Apache. I don't know why Apache was the last one, but there you go. So it was like pirate and then Apache. The weirdest thing was the least powerful character I came up against was the samurai, who was wearing like full body armor. One lash of the sword and his head went flying. It's the funniest shit ever.
It actually sounds like one of the games that came out of the Game Jam last weekend.
It does kind of.
The theme was history rewritten, and one of the games was, famous characters from history beat 'em up kind of game, like kind of a Smash Brothers but with Hitler and Gandhi and whatnot.
Oh, that's right, yeah. You just drew a bunch of monsters and put mustaches on them, instantly making them Nazis.
That was not my game, but
Jeez, with all the hipsters around, you must be very terrified at the moment.
Surrounded by Nazis everywhere.
Why are they all drinking drinks out of jars?
yeah, there were a good few games that ended up featuring the man himself, Hitler.
The man himself.
So when they mention history, he's the go-to guy. Hitler.
He's the only one of note in history. All the good guys fucked him, Hitler.
Yeah. Well, not even that. Like even the bad guys. I mean, like fucking Stalin couldn't get a lick in. No, it's not. Fucking Hitler. Yeah.
Genghis Khan, he was far powerful, more powerful.
No,
than Hitler.
Genghis can't get a look in. Apparently.
Apparently not. You can invade all of China and Mongolia, but no.
How are we for time?
It's 9 minutes past 4, so.
Do we have another few minutes to kill? Or?
We have till half, so.
You talk
Okay.
about the Microsoft thing.
I'm just trying to. Oh yeah, well there wasn't much to talk about there really, was it?
Yeah,
There was there was a bunch of basically kids who didn't take their Ritalin, who
Nice.
just surrounded us. No, it was fine. It was yeah. But it's over now. That's the important thing.
That was a thing.
That was the thing. Yes.
That was,
Dead air.
most
Well got that. Yeah. Has anyone heard about this mighty number 9 fiasco?
No?
Is
No.
anyone keeping track of this?
What is
Right.
this?
Okay, so I'll just a bit of background. Basically, the Mighty Number 9 was. Do you remember Mega Man from years
Oh, of course,
ago?
yeah.
Okay, right. So back in 2013, they decided to do a Kickstarter for a remake called Mighty Number 9, just like this. Big,
Sounds familiar.
yeah,
now,
yeah,
actually.
okay. And they let's check my notes here. They reached their goal. They wanted 900,000 to do this remake, right? And they got it in 2 days. Right, okay. Then they had a bunch of stretch goals for like different formats, all this kind and they ended up reaching 4 million
Ooh.
at the end of the day. So they got 4 million. Right? They wanted 9, they got 4. It's fucking no problem. That's fucking load to do, right? Okay. So it was done by a company called Compat, I think is that wrong. And the guy who's heading Compat is a guy called Keiji Inafune, who was a former Capcom guy. He was the guy who did Mega Man way back when, right?
His name rings
So
a
he'd be
bell.
the perfect guy to do this remake.
course,
Okay, right?
yeah.
So he left Capcom, Jesus. He left Capcom and he started up his own company and did the Kickstarter, got more money than he needed. And then sort of the development started. And here's where things get difficult
Crux of the
because it basically there was a lot of problems. It had 3 release dates, right? And when the final release date came along, it was basically well over a year late. You know what I mean? So that's proper. It's not just a couple months, proper kind of thing, you know. So, and it came out actually this. I think it was the 21st of June or something like that. Pretty like not long ago. So it finally did come out. Okay, or a lot of oohing and ahhing and effing and blind and whatever. But it did. It came out and kind of thing. And they decided to get Deep Silver to do the. They were their publisher.
Okay.
And they decided, well, we'll get these guys to do the ad campaign and do all that thing. And their ad campaign is pretty infamous now. I don't know if you've seen it about the sort of. So they showed this kind of thing, and basically the announcer said something like along the lines. Can't remember exactly now, but something like, "You'll make your enemies cry like an anime fan on prom night," right? And you just think, oh, that's kind of thing of that. And then you realize Mighty Number 9 is an anime style game.
Okay.
Riddled with anime characters. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like
Wow.
who thought this was a good idea? You know what I mean?
Was that some school shooting or something like that happened at prom? Is that related to that?
No. It's the sort of thing like, you know, you have a game here that's like, you know, has loads of anime influences, loads of anime characters, right? Okay, and basically you're saying you're going to make your enemies cry like an anime fan on prom
Oh,
night.
gosh.
Like
You're just
yourself.
you're basically calling the people who would buy this game a bunch of losers.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I did see something actually pretty much exactly like that.
Yeah,
on the,
yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account, which I don't know if you've ever looked
I
at.
saw that. Yeah.
Is it the thing about on your prom night, at least we're always there when no one
Yeah,
else is? I mean,
the same thing. Yeah, they were having it. I mean, it's bad when the Sonic people are giving you a dig because those people have never fucking leg to stand on. But they were like, you know,
Sega have pretty much destroyed their name now at this stage.
they have, yeah. But even they saw fit to fucking take a shit on these guys. So
Yeah, no,
like,
don't shit on the people paying your fucking wages.
no, don't do that.
It's
No,
a bad
no,
idea.
yeah. So anyway, despite all this, right? Okay, they had a live launch stream, okay, right,
Yeah.
with Keiji Inafune and a guy called Ben Judd, who was like, you know, sort of a translator, and he worked at
Yeah.
a company like that. And it basically turned into a wake.
Oh god.
There was a live stream going to play in the game, and he basically took full responsibility for everything. He was getting tons of abuse from people going, "Where'd all the money go? You pissed away all this money," and all this kind of shit. And he said like he took full responsibility for the delay in the game, that the game didn't turn out as well as the thing. And the other guy, Ben Judd, said he formerly worked at Capcom, and he said something about doing game development, and he said that he used to cry himself to sleep making games. He said it was making games mentally destroyed him. That's why he left the thing.
Wow.
Jesus.
This is your launch day stream. Basically, you're just like, game development destroyed me.
Just crying on Twitch.
He basically, yeah. And it was like really uncomfortable to watch because it was just really so. So that's, and the weird thing is, this is like one of the biggest Kickstarters ever. This was like one of the fastest one. It was like, it's, to see it end up like this. The game came out and the reviews have been mixed, to put it mildly. It's got like either got poor or mediocre. So it's a kind of a sad end to what was once a kind of hopeful project that, like, because Capcom, no way they would make another Mega Man game. Just not interested. You know what I mean? So this guy broke away, said, I'll do it for the fans, and it ended up just turning to shit, which is really unfortunate because, I mean, I don't know, would they need more money, more time, whatever, but it just didn't turn out the way they wanted to, and it's pretty disappointing and kind of...
Mega Man's a bit weird. I mean, Mega Man was, like, it wasn't as big over here, but it seems to be something that's huge with American audiences.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, everyone that's...
They probably like it more than Japanese audiences.
That's what I mean, like everyone who's, like, well, my age all the way up to your age, like, that played... Well, probably not my age, but people who were alive in the 80s and think, I mean, they love Mega Man. It seems to be a massive thing with American audiences.
Yeah.
I don't get it myself. I think it's a nice looking game, but it is what it is.
It's a hard game, is what it is.
Oh, it's
like,
hard as balls.
It's Mega Man Mario with a bit of shooting and stuff.
And they had that thing as well in that game, right, where you had to choose which order you completed the levels, and each time you did, you get a power up or something.
That was really cool. There was like 9 bosses, and each boss represented a stage, and you could like complete the game any way you wanted. And when you kill the boss at the end, you would pick up their weapon and use it against them. And it was just really cool, clever ideas like that. You know what I mean? So, and something like that, because they remade it again. We remade it in Unity, I believe. So it was a 3D engine, 2.5D kind of thing that we're all familiar with, painfully familiar with. And I don't know, maybe you wonder if that was done in 2D. Well, if it was done in 2D, it would take 6 years to make, because it was just,
possibly,
but I don't know. And I don't know, you kind of, what were people expecting exactly from this? Because I've seen footage of the game. I haven't played it myself, but looking at it, it looks exactly what I thought a Mega Man game made now would look like. I don't. Some people, I know, nostalgia can be a good thing and a bad thing. You know what I mean? Maybe
you can't bring that stuff back.
You can't. No.
I loved, was it Rayman 1 on the PS1 or whatever?
Yeah.
That game was awesome. It had a weird kind of feel to it. I went back to it recently. It doesn't feel the same. You just, your life is not going to be the same at that point, at this point, that it was back then. You're going to feel different about it. So.
Yeah, no, I've heard people say things and stuff like that before. Like there's that guy, Sean Moncrief, does the thing in the radio show he does, and he has this thing where they have like a movies and booze section, and people like they have a wine expert on, and every so often they like get an email in saying like, can you tell me what I had this wine on holiday? Can you tell me what it's like? Or tell me where I can find it in Ireland. So they find the wine and they drink it, and it doesn't taste the same as it did in Spain. And it's not just the wine, you see, it's being in Spain with the sort of the heat and the beautiful buildings and the sort of thing, and you're not away from work and you're relaxed, and then you have the wine on top of that. But you can't bring that home to like Ballinspittle, have the same glass of wine and feel the same way. So maybe that's why this game failed. Maybe like you expect to put this on, play it, and feel like you were 10 years old again. That's not just not. It's not just going to happen.
It's just not.
I
mean, things change.
They do.
On. That's life.
Exactly.
I mean, I am with you though. What you said earlier. I mean, when you go from 2D to 3D, something gets lost.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that with
it's fully 3D, is it?
It's 2.5D.
Oh,
okay. So it looks, it plays on a 2D plane with all the assets in it are 3D. So, It's not a bad looking game. I mean, it's not great looking either, but it's perfectly passable. I mean, it's like,
I don't know. I mean, what else can you say, really?
It's a sad end. But the thing is that there's other Kickstarter projects now that have been fully funded really quickly, and there's one called Ukulele, which is like a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie.
Looks really pretty.
It looks fantastic, and you're thinking, hang on, I hope this doesn't go the same way because
Yeah, when you start
All-
referencing old games,
all the ingredients are there for like a bunch of people to be wildly disappointed. I
course.
just hope they aren't.
but
So.
they're going to be anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
just life.
Have you seen the whole Kickstarter campaign thing for the game Night in the Woods?
No.
It's like it looks like it was made by a bunch of really cool graphic designers. Like it's a 2D kind of story game, but it's really simple, but also really, really, really good looking.
That sounds familiar.
But they were funded and they had to delay their release date a couple of times. But it's just there's this weird phenomenon that they have where the people who are following them and who want to play the game are really good about it. They're like, no, it's okay, take as much time as you
Oh,
need.
really? Yeah.
It's just attracted a really nice crowd of gamers, I guess.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
That's rare.
That's rare, yeah.
Yeah.
Because usually it's the opposite. Because once you feel like you've put money in and you feel like
Feel like you own
I
it.
own it now,
Yeah.
and I can tell you when it should come out, and I can tell you, it should have this feature and that feature.
Mm.
And
It's like
just,
an angel investor. It's the same idea.
yeah, but it's But if they found a bunch of people just like, oh, whatever, it's grand, don't worry about it. Yeah,
Assuming
that's,
they're all stoners or something. It's like,
Stoners.
That's fine.
that's good. It's a
Drinking their wine in Spain.
feeling smug. Bastards. So. Is that everything, really? I think
I
we're
think that's pretty much
exhausted.
everything for
Yep.
this week.
One more thing, though. I just brought it here. I just like a Manus gauntlet. Yeah, Manus, if you're listening to this, Gauntlet's on sale in Steam. He's a massive Gauntlet fan, and there's a remake in there. There's been eyeing up. It's for sale. It's going for cheap. So I want to, break the piggy bank and pick that up. That's everything, though. I think we've
I think
covered
that's
it.
everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's it
Cool.
for this
All
week.
right, so thank you to the 6 people who stayed around this long. Much appreciated.
Who knows what number it'll be this week?
Exactly, yeah. Next week could be number 46 or whatever it is. That's weird, isn't it? So this is episode 9 and we're talking about Mighty number 9. I just saw the 2 9s here. It's like,
There you
that's
go.
what's creepy.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's probably episode 10.
It's probably is.
Yeah, probably is. Cool. All right, well, thanks a million for listening and hopefully we'll talk to you next week. So take
Thanks
care.
a lot.
Bye.
Bye.